Hey guys, Brad McCraw, CEO, Executive Producer, Mosaic Pro Events on the Crew Call Pod. We're still at Denver, Colorado with Foursquare producing the event out here, and we've got a group together. We got the whole audio squad here tonight for this episode. I'm going to go through and let them introduce themselves, and I'm going to punch some questions at them, and we'll see where this goes. It should be interesting. So when we start next to me, I'm sure everybody out there recognizes this guy next to me, but go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Drew Brashler.
You know you want to say more.
Oh, okay,
32. Yeah. Pitch your YouTube
hey there,
channel.
my name is Drew Brashler. I have a YouTube channel.
How many followers did you tell me you had last night?
119,000 now.
Where's that at? Where are those followers at?
Everywhere,
okay.
Worldwide.
Okay,
worldwide. There's some followers in countries that I don't even know where they are on a map. It's pretty.
He doesn't know where they're at.
They're bots.
You can't see straight.
I am legally blind in my left eye, and it kind of goes off to the side, so I can have a staring contest with two people at the same time.
I thought we could last like 5 minutes.
And my favorite is there's been some comments that people are like, "Why are you looking at your notes on the side of your screen?" And then some of my followers will go and comment and be like, "He's blind."
Oh gosh, that comment thread's got to be interesting.
It's great.
We could restart.
I love it.
No, I mean, we're going for it.
Normally, I'm the one with the
we're going
IG
for it.
First,
yeah,
I'm John Biocco, or everybody calls me Chachi.
Can we just stop right there? Like, how did Chachi become a thing?
When I was in 7th grade,
okay,
used to be super tan, had the Scott Baio haircut. My last name is Biocco, and nobody ever says that,
so
right?
I had to figure it out. Yeah.
And so somebody said by Chacho, and somebody was like, he kind of looks like Chachi. Stuck. I hated it for the first 3 years. It was miserable for me, but I've embraced it.
Who in your life doesn't call you Chachi? Just your wife?
My wife and my mother.
That's it. Everybody else is Chachi.
Yep.
Interesting. Go ahead.
I'm Andrew Nisley, and I do audio.
A1 on this show.
Yeah, that's it.
Go ahead.
I'm Brandon Tooley. I'm A2 on this show. And yeah.
That's great. Chachi, what's your role on the show?
I do systems and monitors for this.
Drew?
I'm mixing broadcast.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start by being controversial, which I'll love, because I know a bunch of guys on both sides of this coin. My perspective, and I'm going to narrow that down. I'm going to say my perspective is the corporate production that we do at Mosaic, and then we'll talk concert production versus corporate production. I dislike strongly that concert audio guys are treated like they're, Jesus, and they look down on corporate production guys. My 2 cents, somebody that's been in the industry for 25 years, the corporate production that we do is more difficult than the concert production that they do. And I'll explain why, and you guys can jump in. Please jump in. I mean, this show that we're doing right now, it's got 4 worship bands, 4 worship bands, 25 presenters. I mean, you got to go from mixing a full worship band to 6 lavs on stage to video playback. So yeah, it's always been, let's dive into that. What's your guys' thought? That's always been a thing that kind of irked me, that the concert guys are like, oh, they're just corporate production guys. Again, it's a lot of corporate production outside of if you're an encore corporate concert or corporate audio guy, you're probably mixing a couple handhelds in a breakout room. I think what we do is way harder than a lot of the concert touring guys have to deal with. So
yeah, we actually were just talking about this during tonight's show about how much harder it is.
Which I can't wait to see the comments on this podcast when the concert guys get their input. Which I know all the big wigs in the concert touring audio guys.
Yeah,
so
and they're all super talented and crush it.
Of course.
And a lot of them can do both, but there's a good amount that can't. And just like there's a good amount of corporate guys who can't do bands. I think there's a lot of layers to it, but like you were saying, like you're mixing lavs to bands to video playbacks.
1 hour and a half. Yeah.
Whereas like a band, we were talking about, like especially tours, you're doing you have the same crew, the same setup. The only thing that changes is the venue, which most of them, if you're in arenas, there's some struggles there. But I'm not downgrading anything that they do. But
of course,
I just think
this side needs a little more respect.
They're mixing a 2-hour show max, and a lot of it's the same every night, doesn't change. Where we're doing stuff on the fly constantly with updates. We were talking about volume. You go from mixing a band at 100 dB or 95 dB, whatever, and then you can't have a huge discrepancy between that and spoken word, so you have to.
But then a lav comes out and the guy's speaking at 72 dB, and you're trying to make it. Yeah,
and we're also you don't send just to like a left-right mix. You're sending to records. You're sending to expo halls.
You're sharing a broadcast mix.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts.
All while being on comm.
Which concert guys would literally rip their ears off if they had to listen to me on comm.
Well, and then the other side of it is the system tuning. I mean, the tuning that you would do, or the sound of the PA system that you would choose, the toning of it would be completely different for a band than if it was just spoken word.
Makes sense.
But we have to do both on the same system.
Yeah, same console, same system.
At the same time. And that's
tough, man. That's
why we got Chachi.
Yeah, and I think that really plays into the design part, to design a system that can do both well.
Yep.
Without having to make a ton of changes when you go back and forth. And so I think.
But then we're also going into ballrooms that are concrete floors and 22-foot ceilings.
Majority of ballrooms are acoustically awful.
Awful. Yeah.
And so that you take that into consideration. Not that arenas aren't. I mean,
of course,
get me wrong, but we're literally changing the PA from city to city, where in the touring world you would have the same amount of boxes. Maybe you cut off a few if you don't have the trim height, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing all this while having someone come out and whisper.
Literally, yeah. Or a panel of 6, and they're holding the mic
and you haven't heard them before.
By their
It's not
sponsors.
a band that you know and that you could talk to and rehearse all day.
Yeah.
This is a group of people you've never met that are whispering, and 5,000 people need to hear them.
And you're dialing,
and they're all telling you that they can't hear them.
And there's a show caller, and there's stuff happening backstage, and you have to be on comm, and you have to focus on what the audience is hearing, what records is hearing, and then like also hitting your next cue.
Yeah.
And it's
tough, man.
It is tough.
So
it's fun. I mean,
it is. It's a blast, but I just feel like it doesn't get the respect that it deserves in the industry. Everybody kind of looks at the concert.
The glory isn't there.
As the guy.
You get to be the A-list front of house engineer for whatever artist, and that's the cool thing.
Which, I mean, if I was me, like, I'd rather sleep in a 5-star hotel and eat really good food all day than sleep in a tour bus and eat catering at an arena.
Yeah.
So I would say it depends on what you call glory. The glory isn't there from a social media following, but the glory is there when I get to sleep in 5-star hotels and eat really good food every night.
And our shows are it's like 12 to 15 hours of straight focus, where like in a concert world, you have your sound checks and then you're chilling.
Yeah.
And you have a 2-hour show and then you're done.
Yeah, we do a big show. If you follow along us, we do a big Turning Point USA show, and it also has some concerts involved sometimes, and they do no break. So we're in there 6 a.m. and you guys are there even earlier because you're doing sound checks that morning. So you go from sound check, like a normal day with a band is, you guys get there 6 a.m. to do a sound check, 8 a.m. you're into a corporate show, all day corporate show till 7 p.m. and then you're back into the band, and then you're flipping the stage for the next morning sound check.
I think what goes unnoticed too is the physicality of it. Like, I wear my Apple Watch and I'll burn way more calories
for sure
on a day of work than at the gym ever.
In the wild, yeah.
A guy in a concert hall, they might not burn 20 calories.
Yeah. So kudos to you guys. I think it's definitely not recognized in the industry like I think it is. And even if you look at like in comparison to video, I would say video kind of gets a respect on corporate and concert. Lighting gets probably a little more respect on that side. But yeah, I just feel like audio has always been downgraded on the corporate side of things. They just don't look at you guys as they should, because you guys are the best in the biz, in my opinion. Producer Jeff behind the camera gives us some questions that we can kind of throw out to you guys to see what your feedback is. Let's say a walk. I just talked through a little bit, but go into a little more detail. Walk us through your audio setup for a show like this. What's it look like for the audience that's listening along and doesn't even know what our world looks like?
Yeah, I mean, it really starts with the PA design. You want me to go into like what gear we have here? Or
yeah. You guys talk consoles, PA. I don't think a lot of people that probably watch or listen know what even corporate is. We're running the same consoles, we're running the same PAs as what they'd go see at a Brandon Lake concert.
I would say start from like the beginning, like
our first phone call.
What we do,
just keep it short.
From like getting.
Yeah, to keep it short, I mean, we start months in advance to make sure we have the right consoles, PA, all the mics.
Which is also a struggle compared to some concerts, because months in advance that's very generous. I mean, sometimes we'll get a contract months in advance, so you guys won't start till weeks in advance if you're lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say it's always months. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, sometimes it could be days.
It depends on the show, but I mean...
We just got a contract for a show next weekend.
We start working on a show in detail long before we get on a plane together.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Together. I mean, you guys have all talked many, many times, Zoom calls, go over design, console choices. Yeah, dive into that. What do we have out here at this show?
We have acoustics car for the main PA, and we have Kiva 2s for delays. We have KS28 subs, 5XCs, and X8s for fills and foldback. And then Andrew's mixing on a PM3, which he is absolutely maxed out on this show.
Yeah, 100%.
He's very busy.
Which means what to the audience that doesn't know what that means?
I mean, every channel and almost every output is being used for something on this show. Drew and I'm doing monitors and Drew's on broadcasts, but we're both on DM7s, which is the newer Yamaha console. We're putting a lot through those to get this show done, but yeah.
Yep. And then I have an external Waves rig that I'm putting all the vocals and subgroups through. Broadcast for online stream, it's a lot easier to pick up if a vocal is out of tune. And so something that I've done on this show for the last 3 years is have an auto-tune rig that I do bring for the vocals. Sometimes vocalists need a little bit of help, especially when it's on an online broadcast. You can just really pick up on those out-of-tune notes. And so I bring that along with. So but we are absolutely maxing out the console.
Crazy.
What about your world?
Oh, back to the design. In a concert, you can put your PA wherever you want. You're the most important thing for the most part.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Here, we have a 2-foot stage. We would never put the subs like this.
Yep.
We would never hang the PA like this.
You get yelled at because your PA's in my way.
But Andrew and I will, we know what to expect at this point. We know we're last priority. Have to stay out of the way. But at the same time, we have to push back if we know it's not going to sound good. So you'll look around and you would never do this in an arena.
Sure.
But we have to keep it clean and out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. I mean, even on this show, like we had to put our 2 main arrays. We have 4 across the front, but our 2 main arrays are super wide. And to compromise for that, we did X8s as center fills,
which are great. They worked out great.
There was going to be a dead zone.
Yeah.
And it's not ideal, but it worked out great. Like it's all about compromises.
And ideally, it would have been a bigger hang, but you have to work with
screens. There's screens everywhere. Yeah, there's set design.
You can totally be the department that ruins the look of the show by hanging a giant hang of speakers in the middle.
Sightline issues are constantly in our spaces because we have 20-foot, 30-foot ceilings.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like when you're going to arenas, you kind of can play with do whatever you want with trim heights.
Yeah, I love it. So again, kudos to you guys. What's favorite audio gear you guys can't live without? I mean, Drew just pitched Waves because that was part of his contract. He had to pitch Waves.
Totally.
Wave pitch.
Yep.
Which part of your gear in this side of the world that you just can't live without, that makes your job easier, or you just can't imagine showing up to a show without it?
Mine would be Rational Acoustics Smart Suite, which is a RTA and FFT program, which allows you to take the audio spectrum and put it through numbers on a computer and actually plot out how loud something is in amplitude, which sounds crazy, but if you are mixing and you have a cold, you still have to mix because it's not like the show can just be delayed. Oh, Andrew's sick today. We're gonna delay. No, you're the person that was hired for the job. You have to continue mixing. And there's been a couple shows that I've mixed completely sick and half of my ear was clogged up, couldn't hear out of it. And the one thing that I'm able to look at and verify that I'm hearing the right is by looking at Smart.
Yeah. I mean, that probably goes for all you guys, right? When you're mixing in front of house or broadcast.
I think that's something that we all carry. I know they do. So
yeah.
But for me, I have a bunch of testers and stuff that make my life easier when we're setting up, like when we have bands, so I don't have to run around and back and forth to the console to test stuff. So Sound Bullet is what it's called. It tests cables. It sends noise. I probably use that every show, no matter if I'm at front of house,
doesn't matter.
Monitors or whatever. But
yeah. Tuli, talk about your world. Yeah. What's critical? Tuli does it all. All 4 of these guys could be an A1 on this show. They could be an A2. Like there's no limitation. Currently, Tuli's an A2 on this show. So talk about back there. What's that world look like?
Because I will fall into different roles from show to show. Just having my Pelican with all the different things, having magnets if I need to put a lav on, or having a Waves rack at front of house, or having different mics to bail me out of different situations, adapters. It's invaluable. Like I left it on a plane one time or got lost, and that was terrible because, someone says, do you have this adapter? We need this buzz to go away or something.
Yeah.
And you don't have it and you're like, you're
right.
So,
yeah.
But also just having like coffee maker. Like,
so
from show to show.
To normalcy in life.
Because what we do is so not normal.
Yep.
To have the same thing from show to show is pretty.
It's critical. Yeah, it kind of brings home with you.
I would say two things: organizational things, because a lot of time my role is advancing all the audio stuff and kind of leading and delegating of like what we have to do and how we're going to do it. So having, no matter the size of the show, small or big, having a computer that has a Google Drive that I put all the documents in that I can refer to all show and share. And I mean, it comes in clutch.
You guys
on
all
the
have
show.
access to it, yeah.
The other one would be our infamous Show Buddies.
Show buddies.
It's kind of like
critical.
the coffee. It's like a little piece of home.
Show buddies are critical. Yep. I mean, this industry is interesting, especially I mentioned it in a second ago. Like you guys all do different major roles. Like each show you could be A1, A2, broadcast engineer. I mean, yeah, dive into that a little bit. What that feels like to not. I mean, and I think that's different than most. I mean, most LDs in our industry are LDs. That's what they do. Most, D3 ops or D3 ops. What's that feel like just to bounce back and
real
forth?
Quick, just because I'm A2 on this show, I mean, I go from worrying about what someone's wearing one day and the way if they're wearing earrings to worrying about how something sounds.
Yeah, which is wild,
like
right?
The waves rack.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are
a
two
lot.
Very different.
Yeah, it's a completely different way to think. Use your brain.
And you have to make sure you wake up happy on those A2 days and
you're interacting with clients. Yeah.
If you're a video person, sometimes you don't.
Yep.
No one even sees you.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's a good thing we can talk about. Niza, you can tell a story. What happened to you at Ethereum? How do you keep calm when things just go completely sideways in the audio world? Tell a quick story about what happened to you in Ethereum.
Yeah, doors were open. We were 2 minutes from start of show, and all of a sudden we lost power to front of house, and that's all we thought it was. So we're like, okay, let's trace that down. And the first thing I thought was, we had stagehands run our 2130 to front of house. They probably didn't twist lock that. So I think it was Devin. He traced it down and it came loose. So how it came loose, it didn't just come loose on itself, is we had cable ramps because it was a small ballroom, couldn't fly it in there. The cable ramps going across the doorway, and someone in a electric wheelchair decided that they wanted to go off-roading and go around the cable ramp, which there was a small gap. And when they did that, it pulled that L2130 power to front of house off, which killed front of house power. What we didn't know is once we got power up and running, all audio wasn't working still because they ran over our fiber, which was our front of house snake. So luckily we always run redundancy in everything we do for that exact reason. So we ran a 4-pair Ethercon snake, which is another way to connect from front of house to back of house. And we had that sitting there, and we patched that into my console, and Marshall RA2 patched it in back of house. And then we verified a few things, and we were up and running. So we got power to front of house and audio reconfirmed in a matter of 5 minutes, and we started 3 minutes late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I would say redundancy, obviously, just mission critical in your guys' world.
Yeah, I mean, we do everything, at least on most shows, redundant.
Yeah.
Redundant fiber, redundant ways to drive the PA, redundant switches for Dante, for AVB. I mean,
redundant consoles.
Redundant consoles, yes, is becoming. It wasn't always common in audio, at least from what I saw, and nowadays it is.
Yeah.
Everything is digital.
Yeah.
People are using new consoles that just came out, and so sometimes there's bugs, and so you have to have a backup. And so I know for this team specifically, anything we can do redundant, we will.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, just
because
you never know what's going to happen.
You never know. I mean, she hit the cable. She dodged the cable ramps, which were meant for a wheelchair, hit the cable, didn't go over the first time, so she just revved her engine and just tore through every cable.
Full send?
Yeah, she full send, hot rodded that wheelchair right through those cables. I think one of the misconceptions from our crew is what the heck do you guys talk about on comm? That's kind of a thing. We know the audio bubs.
I think we're out of time.
Just dive into what you guys talk about on comm. There's always a lot of chatter, a lot of goofiness, a lot of laughing. I sit next to Niza at almost every show we do, or Thule. And every time I look over, there's a big smile on the faces. And so just give me 30 seconds of what you guys are talking about on comm.
Is this rated? What's the
this is for the
rated
Patreon. This is for the Patreon After Dark rated R version.
Well, the G-rated version of it is that, we are in a very stressful job.
So you got to take those moments, right?
And you just have to have some sort of normalcy in it, just like the coffee, being able to talk to your friends and have a good time while you're doing this really crazy technical,
very high stress,
high expectation show.
That's your relief.
That is.
The Chuckle Fest on Com.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all highly inappropriate, so we won't get into it.
We talk work,
I'm sure you do.
Who's getting what mic, who's going out on stage, who's going to sing the next song.
Occasionally.
And sprinkled in there is some definitely not.
Yeah, I know if I can keep this guy laughing in front of house, then I've done my job.
For sure.
Keep him awake.
Yeah, sometimes he gets pretty grumpy, and you're the only comic relief to get him out of his.
And we're all pretty good about making sure we keep that going. Like for the first hour today, nobody said anything, and Andrew finally was like, "You guys okay? Like, I haven't heard anything."
It's a little sad, a little downer. What's going on?
Yeah, it definitely was.
It's funny. Like we keep each other awake and happy by literally putting each other down.
Yeah,
we joke a lot about each other, like in the most funny, so like making fun of Drew.
Yeah. The lightheartedness.
Like,
but it also builds the camaraderie. I mean, like I said earlier, you guys are literally most of the time first one in, last one out, especially when there's bands involved. So if you don't have that camaraderie and you don't enjoy working with the people next to you, like what a miserable day that would be. They're already long and miserable.
We've all done that.
But if you didn't have that comic relief, if you didn't have those moments, like, oh gosh, it would be awful. So I think that's part of what we do, and what part of what makes us survive in this industry is just those moments. And if it is teasing, it is what it that's kind of what makes it work.
And just surrounding yourself with good people that
that's critical.
Can execute the job, but also have fun while doing
it. Yeah,
that makes you kind of forget about the stress.
Yes,
that you're going through. About to go through.
Yeah, and some Zins and Alps.
More Alps and Zins, right? Thanks, Tucker.
Thanks, Tucker. 2 of the 4, right? You're not an Alps guy, right, Drew?
No.
Tully tried it, almost died.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's touch and go there.
That was it. You went mute. You went mute for 30 minutes. It was a rough.
Yeah, threw up.
I'll admit it. Sponsored by Alps. Alps. They get that in the jib shot. That's a great Alps. Tucker Carlson. I would say in the industry, what's your encouraging words for young dudes, young guys that are looking at our side of the world or even the concert side of the world? And, audio looks fun to them. What's your encourage? We'll just go down the line to wrap us up. What would you encourage that young audio buck if he's thinking about getting in your world? What should he look for? What should he invest in? What should he do to further his craft? What would you suggest?
Find a mentor. And that's for any level of person. I think all 4 of us have mentors. You even have mentors. Yep. And, if you ever become to the point in your career where you feel like there's nothing else to learn, you've become stagnant in your career.
With technology, how rapidly it changes.
Exactly. Yeah. So finding a person that you can just ask questions and be like, hey, this seems weird. What's your take on it? Or even just learning from them. Yeah. That's invaluable.
Yeah. Watch videos. I mean, we joked about the YouTube, but I mean, there's so much content out there to help you learn stuff now that none of us had when we were growing up. Like, dive into it. Dive into it hard. Learn, practice. We talked about the last podcast we did was church production. Like, find a local church. I mean, what other opportunities do you get your hands on a console for? You could spend 50 hours a week at your local church just learning how to mix. Like, exactly. Invaluable.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I did when I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
I found a church in town that had a nice digital console and PA, and they were
just played with it.
Happy to have me there and mix as much as I wanted.
Yeah.
So,
like, where else are you going to get that kind of education?
Yeah. I mean, you can't just walk in and just, here's a bunch of gear that you normally wouldn't get to touch.
Exactly.
And here's all the trust in the world that you'll get it done.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to learn, just getting hands on.
Absolutely.
And like, the mentor thing is huge. Especially for me personally, great mentors in my life. But one thing that I always tell the new people in the industry, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
And if you're in a situation where you can't ask questions or you feel uncomfortable or maybe they're not responsive or they don't want to help you, it's time to move on and look for somebody else. I mean, there's plenty of people in this industry who would love nothing more than to teach you and to answer your questions.
Yep, find those people.
So don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the big thing for me.
I love that.
Look at being a video engineer, because
Stream Deck. Yeah,
video
avoid
team.
audio or lighting. That's a
If
good
you don't want to load out,
same day rates, and way
or
less
bigger
work.
day rates. What are you talking about? Bigger day rates.
Yeah,
Bigger day rates.
look at being a video person.
Learn how to use the Stream Deck.
Yeah, no, but I would say, the church world. I mean, that's where I learned a lot. Like, you get in, you volunteer. They're happy because it's someone who's free, and they're usually pretty like open. And there's usually some kind of mentor there that's gonna like pour into you as well. I mean, that's where I learned all my mixing skills for the most part. And then I started freelancing.
Nice, he started as a DJ.
things.
I don't know if you guys realize that.
Yeah,
Wedding
did
DJ,
that too. Yep.
He did wedding DJ stuff, yeah, and pajama jams. He did a pajama party at churches.
Yeah, and I would say kind of like what you were saying is, I'm going to move on.
Shocker.
I would say be open, like you said, to ask questions. I would say be open for feedback, especially if you're on a team. Like I learn from these guys every show.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like every show, we all kind of learn something from each other, and we're all really good at what we do.
Yeah, check your ego at the door.
We're definitely open to learning from each other, and we've learned so many tips and tricks from each other that this is like it just helps a ton. And you learn every show, and you're like, oh, I can do that next show, and then you do it, and then you have someone else who's like, how do you do that? And you're like, oh, I learned it from another guy. So
don't plug in a network cable like after setup's done. Like just life lesson.
hashtag Drew.
yeah,
Life lessons.
wow. X32 guy right there.
Wow.
I would say find the smartest person in the room, go work for them for that full day, work your ass off, and then at the end of the day, ask them one thing. Say, why did you plug this in here? Why did you do this? What is this piece of equipment? And they'll be happy to tell you. And if you do 50 shows a year or 10 shows a year, if you do that for 3 or 4 years, you're going to know 100 things and you're going to be a pro at that point. So just learn one thing at a time.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah, just dive into it. Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Obviously love you guys and love what you do in the industry. Mucho respect. I started as an audio engineer myself growing up, so I still love it. I mean, I don't think there's anything more fun than mixing a worship band, in my opinion. It's such a
it's a blast.
It's just awesome, which we're doing here at this conference. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks to the audio team on this show. Stay tuned. Crew Call Pod. There'll be many more episodes like this coming your way with experts in the industry, just like these 4 guys. So, stay tuned. We'll see you all soon.